You know, in his teachings, what were the easiest for top management to accept, and what were the most difficult?
The easiest was, and not that it's correct, but the easiest was when he talked about control charts. Yeah, we'll get those control charts to the suppliers, we'll get them to the shop floor, we'll all do control charts and the world will be great and we'll take over the market again. Of course, that's not true. They missed the underlying point of using control charts. The hardest was to recognize that they had to change, that it really was their responsibility to change their way of thinking and the practices. I mean, you can imagine, change the performance appraisal system, can you imagine? We've been doing that for years, and of course we don't know why, but we've been doing it for years. And the implications for the financial control system, when Henry Ford II took over Ford after World War II, he was 26 years old. Now, there was no accounting whatsoever. People didn't know what anything costs. All he knew was there was never enough money to pay the bills. So he had these whiz kids, McNamara and others, who's you've probably heard of, and they put in place this incredibly tight control system. So they knew their costs, but they didn't know what the negative effects were of such a tight control system. And that system was in place when Deming got there. And it was all cost management. And to think about changing a system that really made Ford successful, enabled it to survive, was a difficult thing to face, because after Henry Ford II retired, there were a number of non-Ford family CEOs. And except for Don Peterson, they all came from finance. That's why it was such fresh air when Don Peterson, it was amazing that as an engineer he became CEO. But those were hard for them to face up to. So anything that had to do with them and their systems faced hard choices. And what we found was that there were some general managers that went ahead and did what they knew how to do anyway, in spite of the overarching system.